Well, something that has always not seen as possible looks like is going to be possible. Man City have been told not to sell a player to Arsenal. This time round, they have a player that Arsenal needs, Joao Cancelo, and there is the other player known as Tierney that Man City needs. Welcome to this channel. Rokani David is my name. Welcome to the Arsenal News Show. We are going to discuss a little bit of Cancelo to Arsenal and Tierney to Man City. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And we're also going to bring a story that is coming in from Germany about Thomas Tuchel and his thoughts on Joao Cancelo, because Joao Cancelo is the main player that we are really discussing about into this scenario. Then after that, we are going to bring you what Aaron Ramsdale is going to have to tell the Telegraph on what he thinks of people calling them bottlers, having led the Premier League table for very many days, and they found themselves in a position of really surrendering the trophy to a side known as Man City. And Eddie Nketiah has gone ahead and also hailed the fans of Arsenal, because if it wasn't them, they wouldn't have gotten this far into the title race. Today is a Saturday, and Arsenal is yet to play the other game against Nottingham Forest. They are going to be playing in the Midlands at the City Ground. I've already brought you my match preview about that beautiful game of football that's going to be played down at the City Ground. Now, Steve K is a close journalist to Arsenal and has been on record that he has always come out and really refuted stories that have come in through of players being linked to Arsenal, and they are not really linked to Arsenal. And this time round, he's so much close to the deal of Cancelo to Man City and Tierney to a side called Man City. Now, he has gone ahead to let us know that Arsenal and Manchester City are in talks over a potential exchange that will see Tierney and Joao Cancelo swap clubs this summer. So, Arsenal and City are in talks. That is a very huge statement, if at all you know the transfer world and the language that we use. No, you know, I can call Mikel Arteta a lucky man. One of the things is really lacking in his team is experience. That's it. So if at all there is Joao Cancelo, experienced as he is, 28 years of age, he plays as a right back and he can play as a left back for any team. With Arsenal lacking squad depth into those positions and then lacking experience into the central defense, because if at all you get in Joao Cancelo to play into that entire backline, the experience he holds is better than that of even Zinchenko, meaning that he'll be adding on a more experienced and attack-minded player in his squad. That shows you that they are really loved. Man City never wanted to sell any player to Arsenal again. They made it clear to Mikel Arteta, to Pep Guardiola, that never sell any player to Arsenal, because we've gone ahead to sell them to players and they've given us a very hard run for our trophy, for the Premier League trophy. And if at all Arsenal had gone ahead not to lose out onto West Ham and Southampton, they would have been into this title race until the end. So this time round, after City making that decision, they found themselves in a position of really lacking a left back. You know, Nathan Ake has played the vast majority of the season into the left back position. So Mikel Arteta is looking in for a left back. The one he signed on as Sergio something has not gone ahead to come up to the levels that he really wants to really play for Man City, meaning that he has not come good. And guess who he's really looking at? He's looking at Tierney. So Arsenal might finally get Joao Cancelo. And I was so much surprised when I heard that Arsenal is really going in for Joao Cancelo, and I asked, haven't they known that Man City doesn't want to sell any player to Arsenal anymore? I think Arsenal knew it in the background that they also want Tierney. That's why they've also chosen to go in for Joao Cancelo. But for that case, it's not only Arsenal, sorry, it's not only Man City that wants Tierney. Aston Villa, Unai Emery, who brought Tierney to Arsenal, is also interested in him. Then the other team that can compete favorably with Man City to go ahead and really take in Tierney is Newcastle. Newcastle have come out loud Eddie Howe is an admirer of the player, and this plays well in the figures or in the hands of Arsenal. Why? City would have gone ahead to value Tierney like £40 million. I would have told them that for Cancelo, we value him at like 60, others more £20 million. But with other teams lined up in the fight for the signature of Tierney, that calls for bidding war, and that bidding war could see Tierney's price raised up to 50%. Sorry, up to £50 million, and Arsenal might find themselves really not even offering anything like a coin to Man City, and a swap might be possible, as the man himself, known by the names of Steve K, is really informing us that Arsenal and Man City are in talks of a possible swap of Joao Cancelo to Arsenal and Tierney to a side of Manchester known as City. Then Fabrizio Romano has also gone ahead and retold us the following, that has gone ahead to give Arsenal fans loads and lots of hopes. He has told us via his YouTube channel that Arsenal have a good relationship with the agents of Cancelo, but nothing else is clear as of now. So this is another boost. I think if I told Joao Cancelo that Arsenal wants you, Barcelona wants you, and Bayern Munich want to sign you, which side you want to go to? I think you'd rather stays at Arsenal than going to Bayern Munich and a side of Barcelona that are going to hate to show interest in him. But Barcelona doesn't have the money to spend onto this guy, because City is valuing him at 70 million euros. That is like 60 million pounds. Now, Thomas Tuchel, quoted by Fabrizio Romano, has gone ahead and really said the following onto Joao Cancelo, because this is one of those teams that is being expected to really sign this player on a permanent. He has told us that I have the impression that Joao Cancelo feels very comfortable here, but all parties are part of the decision. His desire in training is unique. I have the feeling that he's really happy. We will discuss everything else after the end of the season. Now, Thomas Tuchel looks like he doesn't want to come out and really say the truth. Why? Bayern Munich have found themselves in a situation of giving Pavard another contract. If at all they are going to sign Joao Cancelo, they wouldn't have gone ahead to give Pavard another contract, because there is Mazraoui is also back from injury, and he's going to be playing in that position. Bayern Munich are not in a position of really having 3 right-footed right backs. That's it. I understand Joao Cancelo can play off the left very well, but I think he cannot come anywhere close to Alphonso Alves. And Mazraoui is still young. They got him on a free, and Pavard is another experienced right back. We understand the reason as to why Bayern Munich signed Joao Cancelo on a loan is because they had no right back by that time, and Mazraoui was just returning from injury, and Pavard found himself injured, meaning that the team is really, all the team was really short of right backs, and that's why they went in for Man City. Man City's right back, that is Joao Cancelo. But all in all, I want to inform you that I think Arsenal now have what City has, and even City has what Arsenal wants, so a deal might be struck. So I was so much afraid in the previous videos I'm gonna hate to be doing about Joao Cancelo to Arsenal, but this time round Man City have also found themselves in a position of wanting Tierney, and they have to really pay due allegiance to Arsenal by giving them what they want. Then Arsenal will go on and really give them what they want. Tierney has been having really a very bad season at Arsenal, but with Zinchenko injured, he's going to be playing the remaining games to really put this Arsenal season to bed. And today I expect him to start on the left back position as they play away at Nottingham Forest. That is Tierney and Joao Cancelo swap. That might happen very, very soon. Now, let's do some little bit of Aaron Ramsdale, and very many people have come out and really called Arsenal butlers, but for the very first time, a player of Arsenal has come out and really spoken about it. Aaron Ramsdale, on if it frustrates him to hear Arsenal being described as butlers, he said it doesn't when it comes from certain people who don't necessarily have the knowledge or experience. I also think it's very hard to say that when a team could win 5 all all 5 of the past 6 trophies. And I also don't believe that Arsenal bottlers. That's it. No one can come here and really convince me that Arsenal are bottlers. They've bottled nothing. They've bottled nothing. They've gone ahead to meet their targets of this season. Arsenal's targets for this season were to qualify for the Champions League, and they qualified for the Champions League. It was not an idea of the club or Mikel Arteta to go in and really fight for the trophy. That's out. This idea of going in for the trophy was brought by Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko. But for the club, they are really happy, and they are going to give Mikel Arteta his bonuses and promises, because the team had put out bonuses to these players if at all they qualify for the Champions League. And we all know that they are going to get 20% increment of their salaries because of them playing to the Champions League. So Aaron Ramsdale's point is really valid, and he's talking about the knowledge of people. I think some people are knowledgeable, but they believe that Arsenal bottled it. You had seen me on several occasions on this channel when I always came in through and gave Arsenal the trophy, because I knew that at a point X they'll find themselves in a position of really fighting for it, but they let themselves down. But before you judge someone, go back and look out on what their targets were. Their targets were to qualify for the Champions League, not to go in for the trophy. So hard luck for Arsenal. I don't call them as bottlers, and I don't see them as bottlers. They've gone ahead to put in the work that everyone really deserved for the club of Arsenal. So to me, I'm really okay with what Arsenal have gone ahead to put onto the field of play, and let them continue to really do the needful, because it's always a process. You know, it's always a process, and Mikel Arteta gave them his working conditions. They've gone ahead to support him. I brought you a story yesterday that Kroenke is willing to offer him £200 million to spend in the summer. I think next season, if Arsenal reach this level and really will fail to win the trophy, then we call them bottlers, because at least would have gone ahead to build a strong bench that Arteta wants. Now, Edin Ketia, as we call it the end on this video, he has gone ahead and really told us that that has all come together, as well as the support from the fans. The atmosphere at the Emirates this season has been amazing and has really rallied us in some of the games. So Arteta is one of those managers that really came back and found himself in a position of telling the fans of Arsenal to always be in unison with the players. You know, the fans always communicate with the players, and they never stop really rocking and rallying these players. They say Arsenal, Arsenal, Arsenal. Even me, who is seated back here in Africa, just hears that sound in the ground, especially when Arsenal is really down. These fans rally it a lot. Even when a player goes ahead to really score an own goal, they just go ahead and really rally him on. The first game that Arsenal played at the Emirates, Saliba William found himself scoring in his own goal, and the game was 2-1. So what did the fans do of Arsenal? They went ahead to really sing Saliba, Saliba, Saliba. So as things stand, the fans of Arsenal never stop keeping their team going. Their team keeps going, they keep their team going, and that atmosphere is going to turn out as one of the hostile atmospheres for the visitors that really go ahead and really play at Arsenal. So smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Tell me your thoughts about Cancelo to Arsenal, Tierney to City. That swap, do you think it's really going to be possible, and who is going to benefit a lot from it? Then Aaron Ramsdale, you know, reacting or responding to those pundits and people that are calling Arsenal bottlers after losing out the trophy to Man City. And then lastly, do you think Edin Ketia is really right when he has gone ahead to really give the fans of Arsenal at Emirates the props, or their props, for having gone ahead to rally them in certain games at Emirates to really go ahead and really turn it into a fortress? Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. Good morning, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. See you when you see me, my lovely mates. Bye-bye, and I call upon the living true God to protect you. My Muslim friends, may Allah do the needful and really bless you abundantly.